Hello, my dear students. Today we will discuss the first part of Lord Tennyson poem Ulysses. The title of this poem gestures to a classical impact as Ulysses refers to one of the most famous characters from one of the most famous stories ever told, Ulysses, otherwise known as Odysseus, from Homer epics, the Iliad and Odyssey. The poet adapts the story to fit the theme of the poem. The story of Ulysses is perhaps well known for the kidnapping of Helen of Troy and the efforts of Ulysses and his men to take her back from the Trojans. Homer's story includes the Trojan horse, the Cyclops, and Ulysses' efforts to make it back home to reach his wife Penelope and his son Telemachus. Tennyson's poem is written in the form of a dramatic monologue, which simply means self-conversation, speech or talk, which includes intellect presented dramatically. The word monologue comes from Greek and is of two parts. Monos means single or alone. Logos means speech, word. Accordingly, monologue is simply a single person speaking to himself with or without an audience. Most prayers, for example, are monologues. Dramatic monologue is one of the four types of monologues in which there is one imaginary speaker addressing an imaginary audience to reveal specific intentions of his actions. Here, in this poem, the imaginary speaker who addresses us is Ulysses. The poem, Tennyson poem, was written after the death of the poet's close friend Hallam. Thus, in this poem, the poet tries to comprehend loss in life or try to come to terms with the loss. In this poem, the poet tries to see life through the eyes of the title character Ulysses. The poet lets Ulysses speaking his thought, reflecting what is going on in his mind. As these lines, meaning the first part of this poem, indicates, Ulysses is is the speaker in this poem. He is presented here as an ancient Greek hero's version of a midlife crisis. Ulysses is simply a man of adventure. At the very beginning of this poem, Ulysses gives a description of himself as an idle king. The adjective idle here means inactive, unresponsive king. After having 10 years of adventures which kept him away from home, Ulysses decided to have one more final adventure because he believed that it was useless to stay home, quote, by this still hearth, end quote, which with his old wife doling out rewards and punishment for the people who lived in his kingdom. Along with describing his wife as an aged, he refers to his people as a savage race, which means a primitive and educated people whose main concerns in life is to hoard and sleep and feed. They are not adventurous like him and fully satisfied with their everyday simple life. But Ulysses is unlike his people, seeks adventures to discover the unknown. He never is satisfied with a simple routine life, which makes him an idle, stagnant and inactive. Ulysses complains that he is unknown in his society, quote, know not me, end quote, as if he is treated as a stranger. He thus wants to travel to discover new lands, peoples, traditions, cultures. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. He feels obliged to live to the fullest and swallow every last drop of life. There is a metaphor here, as the speaker wants to enjoy life to the full till the remains of the cup, the lees. We have a contrast here. Although Ulysses is physically weak, an aged king, he is spiritually strong and he wants to enjoy life by doing another adventure. Ulysses had traveled extensively with a hunger heart and was enjoying suffering both in the sea and on shore till he became very well known. Become a name. There is a personification in the phrase hunger heart, as he attributes human quality, hunger, to the heart. The speaker used to travel with a hunger heart, meaning with a passion and irresistible desire to know and discover the unknown. Much I have seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments. He shows respect to everything he saw or experienced. He became an expert and became an essential part of his people's history. I am a part of all that I have met. Ulysses states that his adventures, experiences, and encounters have shaped his personality, and it is only when he is traveling that the margin of the globe that he has not yet crossed shrink and fade and cease to annoy him. Ulysses announces that it is unexciting to remain in one place, and that to stay motionless is to rust rather than to shine. To stay in one place is to pretend that all there is to life. All there is to life is the simple act of breathing, whereas he knows that in fact life contains much novelty, and he aspires to encounter this. His spirit desires persistently for new involvements that will widen his horizons. He wishes to follow knowledge like a shining star and forever grow in wisdom and in learning. We will continue the rest of the poem in the coming video. Thank you.